We are again with Bedroom Talk, and we are on Proposition 62. And this has to do with the death penalty, the initiative statute. I've heard stories on both sides of this, and and I can fully understand, sympathize with those who have had loved ones that have been murdered, and but don't like the process of the death penalty, so they're not in favor of it, and other people that um, you know had family members that were murdered and they just want it quick and swift. So
And then
uh,
there's the other argument about the ones that have been falsely convicted
right.
that they had a slew of over the past number of years. And they say, well, now they've been found innocent, and of course, had they been executed, that wouldn't have been a possibility.
Right.
So those are some of and when they do it, often it's these personal stories, that they do, and maybe that's the best way to do it because these are personal, situations. It's not just
Well, they're serious
they're serious
situations, but
situations. Yeah.
then too, I mean, because some of the talk that we've had is that it goes much deeper than than what they're talking about here, um, because it really is a hard issue on and who you're hanging around
Well, that
with.
was your.
So
You said one of the guys you heard was Black Panther guy. That he was falsely convicted, but he was kind of swept into it because he was part of the Black Panthers. And the truth is no, you shouldn't be convicted based on association. You should be convicted on the merits of the trial.
right.
But a lot of these that have, as far as that argument, a lot of those that have been released due to DNA evidence. And so that will apply to pretty much every trial from here on out. So we won't end up with nearly as many, if at all,
Yeah, well, we would
those
hope
kinds of,
because this guy spent 44 years in jail, and um, yeah, it's just really sad
yeah.
to
Oh, it is.
lose that much of your life.
But that problem is not the key problem. One of the things that bothers me is we're trying to fix the wrong problem. The problem that he had there is not the death penalty. Fixing the death penalty doesn't really fix that problem because that problem is he was falsely convicted.
Mhm.
And for us to not address that problem is foolishness. We need to address those problems and not a different problem,
Right.
which is the death penalty. So, and a lot of the arguments here are about money, which I hate to say it. I don't know
Right.
why everything is a money thing. It's like, well, if it saves me money, kill them. Or if it saves me money, put them in for life. It really should be a moral judgment whether you think the death penalty is the most just, the most humane thing, or whether you think life imprisonment is the most just or the most humane. It shouldn't be a question of what's the cheapest,
Right.
right? I mean, if it's immoral and unjust, how much it costs doesn't make it less immoral or less unjust. But as far as the cost, they were saying they spent $384 million for each one of the 13 executions they've had in the last 40
Since
years or whatever,
1972.
1978 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Which again, it's like, well, and the death penalty costs, or the life imprisonment costs less. Um, then the problem is that we're having too many appeals. These things are dragging on way too long. There's no reason in the world that you can't get a fair trial much more quickly and much cheaper than $384 million. So you need to fix the system, not change the death penalty. Um, so if you're against the death penalty, then vote for this. If you're for the death penalty, vote against this. If you think the system should be fixed, then we'll look at Proposition 66 in just a little bit.
Yeah.
So personally, I'm in favor of the death penalty. I think our system's messed up and it needs to be fixed. So I'm voting no on this and maintaining the death penalty approach. And we'll do other efforts to fix actually getting justice, which is what it should be about.